My name's Joshua. I play guitar in We Came as Romans. I also write the lyrics for We Came as Romans, and this will be the story how music saved my life. Right before I turned 4, my parents ended up splitting up and divorcing, which at the time I was really young, so I didn't really comprehend all aspects of what that really entailed. But I just knew that, on these days I hang out with my mom, and, on this day or this weekend I hang out with my dad. And there was still, I guess, my dad's, I don't want to say determination, but just whenever we drive anywhere, whenever we'd even just be like in his apartment or anything, he'd always have music playing, always have his bands playing. And so growing up, our favorite bands, me and my 2 sisters, our favorite bands were like pretty much my dad's favorite bands. When we were little, I remember still in elementary school, he bought us a cassette tape to Stunt by Bare Naked Ladies, and bought us like the Bop single of Hanson, and like, yeah, that kind of music. Since the band, I think my dad has always been like the #1 supporter of it, and always helped me out. I mean, the first year of the band, I broke my guitar in half, and I broke the neck off a guitar, and he immediately went and paid for a new one and got me a guitar that was working, that I could play again. Bought me my first half stack for Christmas when I was 17. He's always just been really, really supportive. It makes me happy, and it really drives me further, and it makes me grateful that he, I guess, exposed me to the love of music when I was younger, because I don't think I would be anywhere close to where I'm at with the band or a musician or even making music if it wasn't for my dad loving music in the first place. I did the whole teenage to young adult transition being in this band and being on tour and being gone from my family and friends all the time. Everyone in the band made that transition on the road primarily. And so, growing up and trying to figure out, I guess, what it would be to be a young adult, or, try to, I guess, at least appear as responsible as an adult should. We all had to figure that out touring and playing shows every night and being far away. And I remember calling my mom from Southern Illinois and just telling her that I thought that something might be a little off, that something's wrong, that I was feeling really just depressed all of the time for no reason. And at that point, touring was still pretty new to us, and so we were all still on that high of enjoying something completely new and on our own, and something that was so free. And I just didn't really have an explanation for why I would feel that way, why I would be, and not, I don't want to say sad, because that's a lot of people think of depression and they think, oh, they're just a really sad person. And to me, that's not what it was at all. I was finding just no motivation to do really anything, even play shows, and even, it kind of sucks to say, but even just questioning why I was even there, like not on the road, but just on Earth. What it would be like if I wasn't here, what it would be like if, I was crossing the street and a car hit me and I died, and oh well. And I had this really long call with my mom, and she said, right after, you get home, we'll go to a doctor, and maybe you can talk to him and maybe see if any sort of antidepressant or anxiety medicine is something that you should get into. Long story short, I did for a little bit. Very soon after, I lost my health insurance because I was no longer a student, so I was no longer doing that, and I had to figure out my own way to deal with any sort of depression, because anything medical was clearly not an option. I just spent all those past, I guess, 4 years on the road now, just figuring out what it was that makes me happy and continues to keep me happy. Any fans of my band up to this point can really read in the lyrics of our last CD that it was something that I was struggling with extremely often, that just the questioning of what I was doing, how unhappy I was, why I was making music, why I was in the band, where my life was even going. A big part of what our band has been about since we've really been a touring band and been putting out CDs and our EP and everything, is we try to focus a ton on relationship. That's the way, essentially, to get through life, that you don't have to be alone, that you don't have to feel alone. Because I really do feel like a lot of negativity, I don't want to say all of it because, you know, I'm not gonna speak in absolutes, but a lot of it comes from that feeling of being alone, that feeling that no one else feels how you feel, no one else knows how you feel, no one else is gonna know. And that, I mean, I guess there's no other way to put it, but that sucks. I've felt that before in my life a lot. You know, I have dealt with a lot of, I guess, things on the depression end of the discussion, and a lot of suicide tales directly from that. And I really think that's kind of where it all starts in most cases. Is it, you know, you start at this small end of feeling depressed, feeling alone, essentially, feeling like things won't ever get better, that, you know, you can only go down, and it just gets worse and worse and just consumes more and more of your life until that seems like, you know, the best choice. It's really like a hopeless situation, and I can definitely relate to the hopelessness that is felt in most teenagers, and in terms of you know, depression and everything. And like I said earlier, I feel like the only real way to find hope in situations when you're just at the very bottom is through other people, and through relationship, and through allowing other people to build you back up. And I know that a lot of younger people say, well, I don't have any close friends, and my family hates me, and, you know, I have no one. And hopefully, I mean, that's why we make music as a band. That's why we're touring constantly and playing shows, is to show people that even if I don't know all of these people, you know, on a one-on-one personal level, there still are people out there that have felt the same way as them, and there still are people that believe in like a better life as well. And so hopefully, by us touring and making music, it can do that for people who feel like they have no one, or they feel like there's not really a way for things to get better, or they're stuck in that hopeless state.
It's not as hard as you think, 'cause no